Good day, class. I hope you're all doing well. We all know that there has been a lot of things going on. We're all very busy at the moment. So I hope that you're still coping, you're still managing to get by every single day of our lives. So now that that's out of the way, let us now have what we'll be discussing today. So we will be discussing about the use of will and going to. But first, I want you to take a look at the sentences. There are two sentences on the screen, and I want you to take a good look at them. Tell me what you see, tell me what you observe. So, first, the sentence is I will buy a house, and the second is I'm going to buy a house. All right? Have you seen the sentences? Have you observed them?
Yes, sir.
All right, what do you see? What do you notice about these sentences?
Sir, I noticed that the actions being described are not yet done, sir.
Yes, they are not yet done. Now, when the actions are not yet done, when do you think will they be done?
It means, sir, that they will be done in the future.
That's right. These actions will be done in the future. Now, what makes you say that these actions will be done in the future? Daniel?
Sir, the words will and going to.
That's right. Will and going to. These two words, or shall we say praise on the part of going to, denote future actions. Now, that will be our lesson for today. Using will and going to denote future actions and various other purposes. Now we will be learning when to use will and when to use going to. Now, although that they both denote future actions, they can also be different in terms of their meaning, in terms of their use, in terms of their functions. Now, these subtle differences are what we will be discussing today. Now, take a look at the sentences once more. Did you notice anything between will and going to? How about in the construction, Lyra? What do you think? Is Lyra there? I think she is having some connection problems. Daniel,
Yes, sir.
Lyra's already here. Lyra, what do you think about the structures of these two sentences?
I noticed, sir, that the word will is used as is while going to has the word am attached before it po.
Very good. Well, in this sentence is used by itself as is. I will buy a house. Meanwhile, going to has a word that precedes it, a word that is attached before it occurs in the sentence, and that is am in the sentence. I am going to. Now, that is basically the difference of the structure that we will be discussing. First, here's how we use will in sentences. Can you please read what's on the slide? Lyra, since you seem to be having some trouble,
I will buy a house. She will cook dinner. We
please read
will
the
eat
meaning
at the
first, the
restaurant.
definition of its use first, before you read the sentences.
All right, sir. Using will in sentences. In ordinary sentence structures, will is used as is by itself, followed directly after by the base form of the verb. Sentences. I will buy a house. She will cook dinner. We will eat at the restaurant.
Thank you for reading the slide. So, as is said here, will is used as is by itself, followed directly by the base form of the verb. Now, take a look at the sentences. I will. Will is used by itself, and then buy a house. Buy is a verb that is in its base form. So will plus base form of the verb is how we construct it. So I will buy a house. The same goes for the second sentence. She will cook dinner. Will, again by itself, and cook. That's again a base form of the verb. We also have we will eat at the restaurant. Will and eat. Did you get the pattern for using will in sentences? Was that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, thank you for your response. Now that we've discussed will, how about going to? Daniel, please read the slide for going to.
I am going to buy a house. Do I need to read the
Yes, please read the structure and the
the passage?
definition first.
Okay. Use going to in sentences. For going to, it is preceded by the linking verbs am, is, or are in sentence construction. For example, I am going to buy a house. She's going to cook dinner. We are going to eat at the restaurant.
Very good. Thank you for reading the slides. So, as I said here, going to is preceded by linking verbs. Now, being preceded by linking verbs, these linking verbs are am, is, and are. Now, am is used when the subject is I. Is used when the subject is singular, and are is used when the subject is plural. I know you're already familiar with that, but I guess we need a refresher from time to time. Once again, can you tell me when these linking verbs are used? Lyra, when do we use am, when do we use is, and when do we use are? When the subjects are, Lyra, are you still there? Alright, Daniel, how about you? When do we use am, is, and are? As I have said earlier. Hello? Is anybody still there? Daniel. Alright, Daniel still has an answer. Lyra, you're back. When do we use am, is, and are in sentences? In which subjects do we use them? For example, am is used when?
I think, sir, am is used when the subject is I,
Yes. How about
while
is?
the linking verb is for subjects that are singular, while for the linking verb are for the plural
That's right.
subjects.
Very good. You really remembered what I said. M is for I. Remember that? When the subject is I, we use M. When the subject is singular, we use is. And when the subject is plural, we use are. Now take a look at the example sentences. I am going to buy a house. The subject is I. So the linking verb we use is am followed by going to. So that is how going to is used and constructed in a sentence. I am going to buy a house. For the second sentence, we've got she. She is a singular pronoun, so we use the singular linking verb is. She is going to cook dinner. Is going to. Now, meanwhile, for we, a plural subject, we use the plural linking verb are. We are going to eat at the restaurant. So once again, when we construct going to in sentences, we include a linking verb that precedes it. Now, did you notice that the sentences examples for the two are quite the same? Now, take a look. Will uses I will buy a house. She will cook dinner. We will eat at the restaurant. The same is for going to. I am going to buy a house. She's going to cook dinner. We are going to eat at the restaurant. Did you notice that? Did you notice the similarities between the sentences?
Yes, sir.
Now, since there are similarities, we can infer that these two structures are interchangeable. We can change will into going to just by adding a linking verb, while we can change going to into will by removing the linking verb. Now take a look. I will buy a house. I will buy a house. Then we add the linking verb am, since the subject is I, and then change will into going to. So I am going to buy a house. Now vice versa, we can change she is going to cook dinner by removing is, and changing going to into will. That's why she will cook dinner. Now, how about you try the third one? I know you've already seen the sentence, but why don't you try the third one? Daniel, would you like to try changing will in the third sentence to going to?
We are going to eat at the restaurant
Very good. Now, why did you use the linking verb are?
because the subject is plural.
That's right. And then you change will to going to. Now, you really converted that sentence. So let us now see the next one. Here are some more practice sentences. This time, you haven't seen the sentence before. How about to try changing this towards the other? For example, the first sentence is they will shop at the grocery. Can anybody please change this to go into? Who would like to try?
Sir, can I try?
Oh, all right, Daniel, go ahead.
They are going to shop at the grocery.
And why did you choose to use are going to?
First, I used are because the subject is plural again, and I changed it to going to.
Yes, very good. You really changed the sentence. How about you, Lyra? Would you like to try the second sentence? Change going to will.
Yes, sir. He will finish his assignment, sir.
Now, how did you convert going to will? Did you remove anything?
Yes, sir. I omitted the linking verb is and changed going to the word will.
Very good. Now, for the third sentence, Daniel, please change the third sentence into going to once again.
The teacher is going to assign more tasks.
Very good. You chose to use is, since teacher is singular in this sentence. Now,
Yes,
how
sir.
about for the fourth one? Lyra,
The students will graduate.
that's right. The students will graduate. Now, that is a foregone conclusion, I think. Now, the students will graduate, and you omitted are, the linking verb are, and you change going to into will. Now, there are some common mistakes that people tend to commit since both will and going to are used to denote future actions. For example, some people use will going to in the same structure. For example, I will going to shop at the grocery. Now, that is wrong. That is not correct. That is improper. We don't use will and going to together. Since I have said earlier, will should only be followed by the base form of the verb. The base form of the verb. So going to being preceded by will is not syntactically correct. It's not grammatically correct. So take note of that. Don't use will going to. Only use will or going to separately. But for going to, as is the case, we use linking verbs before going to. Alright, is that clear? Is the structure clear?
Yes, sir.
Alright, thank you
Yes,
for the
sir.
response. Now that we know how to construct the sentences, and even though we saw how interchangeable they are, there are still some differences to be gleaned from this. For example, when we change will into going to, we are essentially changing the meaning of the sentence. Now, what are these changes? How do these changes affect the meaning that a sentence wants to convey? Now, here are the functions of each of them. Will has its own functions as well as going to. Now, for will, here's the first one. Would you like to read the slides, Lyra, please?
Using will in sentences. It is used when we are dreaming of something. I will be a teacher someday. I will buy that car eventually. My child will be successful.
All right, thank you for reading the slide. So, as I said here, will is used when we are dreaming of something. Basically, when we want to express our hopes and dreams in life, we use will. So, there, you've learned how to express your dreams already. For example, I will be a teacher someday. The subject here is dreaming of becoming a teacher someday. For the second one, I will buy the car eventually. The subject is dreaming of buying that car eventually. And for the third sentence, my child will be successful. The subject is dreaming that his or her child will be successful in life. Now, that is how we use will for dreaming. Remember that the first function for will is dreaming. Now, for the second function, Daniel, would you like to read the second slide for the functions of will?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank
We
you.
use we use will when talking about something that will happen or we will do in the far future. For example, she will graduate from college in 4 years. I will build myself a house someday, and we will celebrate my birthday next month.
All right, thank you for reading. Now, the keywords here are far future. Remember that far future. So when we are talking about time, we use will when the action takes place in the far future or will take place in the far future. Will. See how I use it? So she will graduate from college in 4 years. 4 years is a long time, right? It's still far to the future. So we use will. And then I will build myself a house someday. Someday is still in the far future. So once again, we use will. And the third one, we will celebrate my birthday next month. Next month is still far into the future. So will. Now, as a rule of thumb, when the time that it takes to commit the action takes months, or month, or years, or even longer, we use will. That is how we describe for far future. Now, the next one, and the third, perhaps the last of the common uses of will in a sentence. Lyra, please read this slide.
Using will in sentences, we also use will when we are promising something. I
Hello, Lyra. You still there? Lyra. How about you continue what Lyra started, Daniel?
Am I just gonna read the ano po?
The sentences, since the meaning has already been read.
Okay. I promise I will call you tonight. I promise I will return soon, and I will pay you back, I swear.
All right, thank you to both of you. So, promising. Now, promises, we should keep promises, remember that. But when we promise something to someone, we use will. For the first one, I promise I will call you tonight. You promise calling her tonight, so you use will. Or he, not just her. We're not being sexist here. So for the second one, I promise I will return soon. You promise that you will return soon, so you use will. And for the third one, I will pay you back. I swear. Again, will. Now the keywords here that we should remember when the sentence uses the words I promise or I swear, that denotes that the speaker is promising something, so he or she shall use will in the sentence. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Can you enumerate the three functions of will once again? Daniel, can you enumerate the three functions of will?
Yes, sir. First is it talking about something in the far future?
Yes, far future. And then the next one
Okay.
is,
Promising and dreaming.
hey, that's right. Lyra also responded in the chat box saying far future, promising, and dreaming. So you're both correct. Both of you really remembered the functions of will. Again, the functions of will are dreaming, talking about something in the far future, and promising something. Now that we know when will is used, we need to think about when going to is used as well. For the first one, we use going to when. Lyra, can you read the slides?
we use going to when we are talking about definite plans that we have made. I am going to take an education course. I am going to buy that car. I am going to attend Lily's birthday.
Alright, thank you for that. Definite plans. It means that the plan is surely to be taken into shall we say, action. You will surely do it later. You will surely do it soon. Definite plans. First, I am going to take an education course. When you are sure that you are going to take an education course, you use going to. I am going to buy that car. No longer are you dreaming, but now you're sure that you're going to buy it. So we use going to now. Now for the third sentence, I am going to attend Liz's birthday. You're sure that you will attend, so you use going to. Definite, sure. Alright, that's the first one. Here's the next one. They know. When do we use going to in this instance? Can you read the slide?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
It is also used when talking about something that will happen or we will do soon. For example, I am going to shop at the grocery store. She's going to finish her assignments in the next hour, and I am going to be there later.
Alright, thank you for reading. Now, going to is used when something happens soon or will be done soon. I'm going to shop at the grocery store. That can imply that the speaker will shop soon, will shop in earnest. She is going to finish her assignment in the next hour. The next hour is soon, so we use going to. For the third one, I'm going to be there later. We can infer that later means within the day. So, once again, soon, it will happen soon, it will be done soon, so we use going to. For the third use of going to, we have Lyra, please read.
We also use going to when we are predicting or expecting something to happen. Examples: it is going to be a sunny day. Liverpool is going to win the Premier League this season. This season is going to return home soon.
That's right, thank you. Now, the third use for going to is expecting or predicting something to happen. In the first sentence, it is going to be a sunny day. You are expecting that the weather will be sunny, that the weather will be fine, so we use going to. For the second sentence, Liverpool is going to win the Premier League this season. You predict the winner of the league. You expect the winner of the league to be Liverpool, so we use going to once again. And for the third sentence, he is going to return home soon. You expect that he will return soon. And then by expecting that, you are using going to in the sentence as well. Now, those are the three functions for going to, most common functions, like I can say, going to in a sentence. Now, can you enumerate them once more? Lyra, do you remember the three functions of going to sentences that we discussed? Lyra, are you still there? Yeah. All
Um,
right. The three functions are,
the three functions are of going to or predicting or expecting something to happen,
yes, that's one.
definite plans,
All right, that's another.
and I think I forget the other ones.
For the second one, once again, we have definite plans, something that will happen soon. That's the second. That's the one you missed. And then predicting or expecting something. Thank you. You got 2 out of 3 right, though. That's 66%. So that's a high percentage already. Once again, definite plans, when you're sure that you will do something or that something will happen, you use going to. For something that will happen soon, maybe within the day or within the week, you can use going to. And then when we are expecting or predicting something to happen, we use going to once again. So, can you remember all of them? Let's see. Let's practice using this in the sentences. Now, Daniel, can you read the first sentence? Daniel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. For the first sentence, read the sentence and then, based on the situation given, please say if it's will or going to. That should be put in the blank. Is that
I
clear?
yes, sir.
All right.
I blank read that book. I am going to read that book
And why did you choose going to?
because it signifies definite plans po.
All right. So you're sure that you're going to read that book. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
you chose going to. That's correct. Thank you, Daniel. Very good. Lyra, how about the second sentence?
She blank finish writing the novel soon. She is going to finish writing the novel soon, sir.
And why did you choose going to?
One of the uses of going to, sir, is to expecting something, sir.
Very good. You really remember the discussion. She is going to finish writing the novel soon. And then we also have the word soon. That's another keyword for you. All right, how about the third sentence? Daniel, please read the third sentence and answer it.
Okay. I blank invest when I get a job someday. Um, I will invest when I get a job someday
And why is that?
because I will invest the notes an action in the far future po.
Very good. For four future events, we use will. For the fourth one, Lyra.
Yes, sir. They blank be here, I swear. They will be here, I swear.
For promising. Is that so? Are you sure?
Yes, sir. They will be
Because,
here, I swear, because of the word sir, I swear, it denotes promising.
and for promises, we use will. That's right. Very good. You really analyzed the sentence. Daniel, how about the fifth one? There's the word now. What do you think? Daniel, are you still there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's have it then.
The last sentence po.
Yes, the last
I
sentence.
blank I blank clean up now. I am going to clean up now
And because,
because the action is soon. That's why I decided to use going to instead of will.
all right, very good. You really got that one. And we also have the keyword now in the sentence that denotes it will be done soon. So we use going to. Very well, you really understood the functions of each sentence. Now, how about this one? I'm going to give you a situation, and you should construct a sentence using will or going to based on the situation I give. Is that all right with you? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, here's the first situation. Now, imagine this. What sentence will you use when you're dreaming of becoming a professional actor? Lyra, what sentence will you use?
The sentence that I will use is I will be a professional.
Professional actor. I will be a professional actor. Now, Lyra used will, and the use of will in this instance is that because you are dreaming of becoming a professional actor. So you used will, since will is used for dreaming. Very good, Lyra. Thank you. How about the second situation? Daniel, you definitely want to watch that movie. What sentence will you use?
I am going to watch that movie
And you chose to use going to because
because the action is sooner.
and because it is definite.
Yes, sir.
That's right. You chose to use going to because you will watch it soon, as you have said, and then it's also a definite plan. Very good. You chose to use going to. Now for the third one, you promised your attendance at your friend's wedding. What sentence will you use? Lyra.
I will attend my friend's wedding because of the
And
word or the keyword promise, and that is uh, w- and the word will is the use of it po.
Very good. Well, because you're promising something. Now, here's the last. Now, you expect that rain is coming. Rain, not winter. You expect that rain is coming. What sentence will you use? Daniel.
It is going to be a rainy day po.
And you chose is going to, since?
Since I'm predicting something that will happen.
Very good. You are predicting or expecting that rain is coming, so you chose he is going to. It seems that you really understood our lesson for today. That's very good. Once again, let us remember that will is used by itself and that going to is preceded by am, is, or are, depending on the subject. And then will is used for dreaming, talking about something in the far future, and promising, while going to is used when we are talking about a definite plan, when we are talking about something that will be done or happen soon, and when we are talking about something that we predict, that we are expecting to happen. Is that clear, everyone? Do you have any questions?
None, sir.
Alright, since we don't have any questions, I guess we can now dismiss the class. Thank you for your attendance and for your participation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.